friends, and guten Abend, dear parents, and all the viewers who are present with me today. I welcome you all to this new series of book reading minutes. Why a book reading series? Recently, I was interviewed by Radio for Brentport, where I gave a talk show on my recently published book, Cross-Stitched Words. There, I spoke about why I believe reading as a habit must be inculcated in our children, not as a hobby, but as a necessity. After that, I got many messages from interested parents asking me whether I could do something to stimulate this habit amongst the growing children. So I brainstormed a bit, and then the result is this series, which I intend to conduct every month. The idea is very simple. Let the children read out a passage from the book that they are busy with at this moment. Let them discover the pure joy of reading. Let them celebrate that joy of reading with their peers. And by reading aloud to their friends, to their peers, let them inspire each other and foster not only in themselves but also in their friends a lifelong love of books. With that aim in mind, I am actually starting this series. I believe that the only thing more pleasing and refreshing than a sunny summer shower is perhaps a basket full of books. And I'm sure my younger guests today are totally going to agree with me. So let us start this program today, where in future we shall have young guests from all over the world reading to us from their own favorite book. So my first guest today is a very sweet girl called Disha Bhattacharya. She's 8 years old. She studies in the international school in Eindhoven. And I'm sure that bunnies and flowers, rocks, birds, insects, these bring her a lot of delight. But so does a book. She's a great reader. She reads. She just loves reading. So I'm very interested to know what she is going to read for us today. So let us welcome Disha.
Hello everyone, my name is Disha Bhattacharya. I live in the Netherlands. I study in International School Eindhoven and I am in Group 4. I love reading books because I find them interesting and a good way to spend time. Today I'm going to read you a book called Lizzy and the Library Tree, written by Caroline Obbins. Let's begin. I hope you enjoy. Sunday arrives, and it is bright and sunny. It is even warm outside. They are all going to the woods today. Lizzy, Daniel, Leonard, Mummy, Daddy, and Granny too. Here you can see Lizzy and Granny. Daddy has brought a piece of rope. He ties the twigs together. The bundle almost looks like a tree. Granny starts to sing. 1, 2, 3. We are going to build a tree. Lizzy joins in. 1, 2, 3. We are going to build a tree. Here you can see some twigs. And let me read you the next part. At home, Daddy stores the bunch of twigs in a dry place. Mommy makes everybody a cup of hot chocolate. Here is a cup of hot chocolate. At last, it is story time day again. Lizzy picks up the twigs. Here is Lizzy picking up the twigs. Oh, and carries them all by herself. Wow! You can hardly see Lizzy behind the huge bunch of twigs. See? And here's Lizzy. Thank you, Lizzy, says the storybook lady, as she takes the twigs and puts them behind a big red curtain. I wonder what is going to happen, Lizzy says to Daniel and Leonard. See, Daniel and Leonard. The children are sitting right in front of the big curtain. Then suddenly, they hear a sound. What is it? What do they hear? Creak, creak, creak. The curtain opens and a huge tree appears. See? Almost at the same time, they all shout, "Wow!" Their mouths fall open. Look, Lizzy says, little hearts are hanging in the tree. Oh, wow! What a wonderful surprise! Can we put our names in our tree? Look, little hearts. And here is written, Junior Friend of the Library. The storybook lady says, yes, that's the surprise. You can put your name on the heart in the library friendship tree. Lizzy feels really proud and starts to sing. 1, 2, 3. Now we have a library tree. See, here is junior friend of the library, Lizzy. When Lizzy returns home, she sings out loud, 1, 2, 3. Now we have a library tree. In the evening, she goes to bed feeling very happy again. The end. I hope you have a very good time. Bye.
That was such a lovely reading. Wonderful reading, Disha. You have such a sweet voice. And I was very much enjoying listening to your storytelling, the way you are making hand gestures, the actions that made your storytelling even more livelier. And I completely enjoyed the story of Lizzy and the library tree. You also looked very pretty in your dress, I must say. So keep reading, Disha, and keep enjoying. And thank you for being on my show tonight. All right, the next guest on my show tonight is Shantyagi. He is studying in the school Startban in Group 6. He loves to dance. He also loves to play tennis. He also enjoys playing on his PlayStation 4. What I like very much about him is that he's a very helpful child. But above all, he loves to read, and he reads every night a few pages from the books that he likes before going to sleep. So I'm very curious tonight, Dishan, which book are you going to read for us? I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to hear from you. So welcome to the show.
Hello, my name is Shantyagi, and today I'm gonna read you guys a book. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. I'm gonna read you guys pages number 1 till page number 3. January. New Year's Day. You know how you're supposed to come up with a list of resolutions? At the beginning of the year to try to make yourself a better person. Well, the problem is, it's not easy for me to think of ways to improve myself because I'm already pretty much one of the best people I know. So this year, my resolution is to try to help other people improve. But the thing I am finding out is that some people don't really appreciate it when you're trying to be helpful. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that the people in my family are doing a lousy job sticking to their New Year's resolution. Mom said she's gonna start going to the gym today, but she spent the whole afternoon watching TV. And Dad said he was gonna go to a strict diet, but after dinner, I caught him out in the garage stuffing his face with brownies. Even my little brother Manny couldn't stick with his resolution. This morning he told everyone that he's a big boy and he's giving up his pacifier for good. Then he threw his favorite binky in the trash. Well, that New Year's resolution didn't even last for a full minute. The only person in my family who didn't come up with a resolution is my older brother Roderick. And that's pity because his list should be about 1.5 miles long. Thank you. Thank you guys. That was my book.
That was super interesting, Dishan. Very interesting. In fact, I just remembered that I also used to read these books when my daughter was in the high school, and together we used to read these books, and I found them quite interesting, very funny indeed. So I liked the passage that you had chosen for us, Dishan. It was so full of humor, and every story is written from the perspective of the adolescent kid, a 12-year-old, and I find the humor very, very interesting there. So thank you so much for reading out for your friends and for all the viewers who are watching you world over. Thank you for being in this show. Keep reading. Keep up with the good habit. I also thank you viewers for being with us tonight. This was our first series where the children actually read out from their own favorite books. We are definitely going to continue with the series, and if your children are also interested in taking part in this series, feel free to contact us. This space or this show is actually viewed by a lot of eminent writers and poets, academicians, teachers, and book lovers throughout the world. So we will meet again next month with another 2 young guests on my show. Until then, keep safe everybody, and a very good night and goodbye.